What is up, comic and pop culture fans? We got another CGC unboxing after I submitted all this stuff like 2 months ago. I think CGC's really backed up. But my first video I ever did was a 60 plus unboxing, and it was still to date my most popular video. So I wanted to do them like every 3 or 4 weeks for you guys, but for some reason CGC's all backed up. But I got a lot more coming for you, and we're going to start it today with a 50 CGC unboxing. Okay guys, so for this time around I focused a lot on like brand new books, 18, 19, 2020, and I kind of call this submission the punchline craze. Batman introduced Punchline in Batman 89, and she's been a cool new character, and unfortunately I only pre-ordered one Batman 89, so after that I kind of went crazy and I started pre-ordering like 10 copies of all the Batman books after that. So I actually submitted a lot of Batman 92, you're going to see. But let's dive in. We're going to start it off with what seems to be a brand new book. This is Dark Knight's Death Metal #1. In a 9.8, that's what I'm talking about. Batman 92. Oop, wrong side. 9.8. Again, I submitted a butt ton of these. And lastly, we have the other Batman 92, the Punchline variant. I submitted a ton of these as well. 9.8. Next up, another set of the 92s. I really wasn't kidding when I say I submitted a lot of these. Unfortunately, I think these are only selling for like 40, 50 bucks. Oh well. Take a look. 9.8. Kind of ran out of sticky notes. 9.8. And a 9.8. Next. Alright guys, this is the last of the 92 variants, so let's start it off with the one I'm holding. 9.8. 9.8. 9.8 and 9.8. Very good. Alright, and now 92, the regular cover. Let's take a look. I'm really expecting these all to be 9.8s. Oops. Forgot I doubled it up on some of these. 9.8 and 9.8. Guys, I want you to message me if you're interested in some of these 92s. I went way too hard, and I think next time I'm going to submit maybe like 2 or 3 duplicates, but I don't think I'm going to be doing another set of 10 each. It's just too much. But I'm hoping for 9.8s on all of them. 9.8. Very nice. 9.8. 9.8. 9.8. Nice. Alright, and next up was Batman 93. So we're getting kind of close to current events right now. I only had 3 of them, but I submitted it all, and they better get a 9.8. Brand new books, 9.8. Brand spanking new books should really get a 9.8, rarely even a 9.6, in my opinion. 9.8. And a 9.8. Alright, so I actually canceled the Detective Comics run for my pre-orders. So this was the very last one I got in, so I thought, you know what, I might as well get it slabbed. They're basically perfect, so let's hope for a 9.8. This is the variant cover of Detective Comics 1022 with a 9.8, very nice. And this is the regular cover, which I actually think this regular cover is pretty dope. I think that's pretty nice. Let's take a look. 9.8. Last one here is the Joker 80th anniversary, and I didn't realize this, but apparently this is the origin of Punchline in here. So I'm actually pretty glad I submitted that. I only got one. Let's see what I get. 9.8, yeah. Alright guys, if you saw my last video, you know I love submitting books that most people probably won't submit. So this was the Batman, just saw the grade for this one. This is the Batman Giant that they re-released. They used to do Batman Giants in like the 60s and 70s, and then in the 90s they brought it back again, and they brought it back in 2019. And I think 3 and 4, at least when I submitted them, there was none on the CGC census. So I may have the only ones there. So let's take a look with number 1. Getting that 9.8, very nice. These are very big books, so these are thicker slabs here. Batman Giant number 2, 9.8, very nice. Batman Giant number 3, 9.8. And number 4, I already saw it, but 9.8. Very nice. Alright, so I got a couple more duplicates coming up for you guys. First of all, we got Batman 82, finishing off the Tom King run. I love these Bane covers. Bane is my favorite villain, and if you read the comics, you know he's a very cold and calculating dude, and Tom King actually really got that right. So I wanted to get a couple of these covers. I've just had them sitting in my collection, and I was like, I'll submit it, sure. Let's see what we get. 9.8, very nice. This is actually an acetane cover in which if you fold it back, it reveals the Flashpoint Batman up here. Very cool. Alright, so this is the Batman Adventures Continue. Everybody, if you saw my last video, you know I love the Batman Adventures animated series comics run. Well, they just made a new series for the first time in a while, and obviously I jumped on it. And I ended up getting 4 of the regular cover and 3 of the variant, so I thought I'll just unbox them all here for you. Let's start with a regular cover, with a beautiful cover, and it is Bruce Timm back in action here. 9.8. 9.8. 9.8. Man, submitting brand new books is a lot easier than submitting the 90s and 80s stuff. 9.8. Very nice. And then here's the variant cover, which I think should have been the main cover. This thing is sick. Love it. 9.8. It's hot in here. Oh my god. And oh, I see the grade up top. 9.8. Solid. And 9.8. I saw the grade up top, sorry. I have floating down here is another variant cover. I only got one of these. These are harder to get. This is the blank sketch cover. You're supposed to get them done and sketched, but I didn't. Jeez. Oh, you're kidding me. I don't like that. Man, the only one I had and it got the 9.6. Boo. Alright, hey, maybe I'll crack it and send it back out again. I don't know. Alright, so before I had a million copies of Batman 92, I have the new James Tynion arc, but I only had one of each. I had the variant and I had the regular. So I decided I'd submit these two. Very nice. That's nice. I really like that. And I love the Tony Daniels art on these current Batman books. This is the brand new Batman run, and it's really good. And the variant covers aren't too bad either. 9.8, very nice. Same thing with Batman 87. I got the variant and the regular. I submitted them both. Let's see. This is the variant with a 9.8. Very nice. These variants are pretty nice looking these days. And then kind of a cool regular cover. 9.8. I'm trying to go through these kind of fast for you guys because it's just too hot. I want to get out of this room. We got Batman 88 here. This is leading up to that Batman 89. This is the variant. Jeez. 9.8. Very nice. I love this cover. This is a nice Deathstroke facing off against Batman cover. I just think it's really sweet. Batman 88. In a 9.8. Very nice. This is not my last one, but I'm doing just this one on the table because you guys know what that is. That's the first appearance of Punchline. And no way am I shelling out $200 to go buy a 9.8 on eBay. So I submitted my own, and this is the only one I had. So I'm really kind of hoping this gets a 9.8. I think Hellerism number 3 is the better cover to go, but like so many people, I passed on it. I didn't know that it was going to be so important, and I missed out. So let's see. 9.8. Punchline's first appearance and cameo on the last pages. Wow. So I actually submitted the variant of this in that first submission, and I already sold that. But I held on to this book because I wanted it raw, and finally I just decided to submit it, and I'm glad I did because it got a 9.8. Okay guys, we may be looking at a grade drop here. So far I've been making 9.8s look really easy. I don't know if that's going to continue, and because the remaining stack you're about to see is all dollar bin books, and I actually had submitted them for a 9.8 pre-screen earlier, and none of them got a 9.8. So I brought it back and I did my own pressing, and I submitted them again, this time without a 9.8 pre-screen. So I'm hoping some of these get a 9.8. But you know, we'll see. We got Batman Volume 2, Batman Beyond Volume 2, issue number 1. A really rare book. This had a low print run, and moreover, it's hard to find perfectly preserved. A lot of people just had these as readers because it's not the famous Batman Beyond Volume 1. This is Volume 2. So a 9.8 goes for like $200. So let's see what we get. Okay. Listen, I'll take a 9.6 because I'm pretty sure this was below that before I pressed it. So the fact that I got it up to a 9.6 makes me pretty happy. I think that I could probably still get $100 for that. What we have here? This is an interesting one. So this one didn't get a 9.8 when I pre-screened it. And when I got it back, there were a couple, not color breaking, but some interesting spine things that I couldn't really get out. And they weren't there before. So I think CGC may have, believe it or not, mishandled this one. So let's see, maybe we can get a 9.6. 8.5. Wow. Oh, that's really low. Wow. That's too bad. That's too bad. Alright, we're getting close to the end here. This is Batman Gotham Adventures. This is a very early Harley appearance. This was one of the ones that didn't get a 9.8, and I thought it looked pretty nice. I admittedly didn't press this much further. I did like a quick once over and submitted it back. Hopefully their reviewer picked it up and liked it better this time. But let's take a look. I really want that 9.8. Ah! Alright. Hey, it's still a nice book. Still a clean book. Still beautiful cover. What's that? Prancer Returns Activity Insert Included. Okay. Nice to know it's not incomplete. Alright, and over here we have... Okay, the Batman and Robin Adventures. There were 25 issues. So far, I've submitted like 16, and they've all been 9.8, even though they're from the mid-90s. So I'm hoping I can continue the trend here. This one I did press, because it didn't get a 9.8 the first time. So let's see if I can get that grade bump. Ooh. Yo, I literally need like 6 of these left, and I'm gonna have an actual complete run of this line. That's pretty sweet. Alright, last 2 submissions, guys. Right here we have the highly sought after Batman and Robin Adventures Annual. That Robin Adventures line I was just talking about, these are the annuals. I did not get these annuals 1 and 2 in the same run that I had my Batman and Robin Adventures. So I don't know if it's going to be at that same perfect quality, but it didn't get a 9.8 and it came back to me and I pressed it. I did everything I could for this and I think it's really clean. I'm hoping for like a 9.2, a 9.4. I'm probably like $40 into this book by now. But I did see that even like a 9.2 will sell for like $150, so that would make me happy. So let's take a look. Oh, that's nice, man. I think that's the fairest grade this book could have possibly got. With that black spine, it's a tough one to get in a 9.8. And the fact that I think that this might have been like a 9.0, 9.2, and I pressed it to get it up to a 9.6, that makes me happy. Cool. Alright, this is the most important book in my submission. I know that this seems like the most random book in the world, but I'm collecting the Nightfall arc. And I have every single issue. All 19 of the regular, and then all 3 of the Shadow of the Bats. This is the last of the 3 of the Shadow of the Bats that ties into Nightfall. I have everything in the 9.8. I might be the only person in the world, judging by the CGC census, that has this. So I really need this to get a 9.8 because then my collection will be complete. Let's take a look. Oh, you shitting me. Oh. Hey, you know what? I've been hunting for the Nightfall books for like 6 years now. So I guess just, the hunt's gonna continue some more. That's fine. There is a clean 9.8 out there somewhere in the wild, and I'm gonna find it and submit it to CGC and get what I want, damn it. Alright guys, so that wasn't the most random submission you've ever seen, I don't know. But that was 50 books all sent in to CGC. I think our 9.8 ratio is like 9 to 1. So, I'm really happy about it. Let me know in the comments what you think. And as always, keep on collecting.